I don't really buy new miniatures anymore. Nothing against new miniatures, I've said things about goofy looking ranges in the past, but there are plenty of great ones out there. It's just that at the rate I paint, I've already got enough to last me well into my old age. In this one case though, I made an exception. See, there was a miniature missing from my collection. Brian Nelson's sculpt of Ainur, the Sword of Twilight. And when I say missing, I mean literally. I originally got it when it was given away as a freebie with White Dwarf magazine back in 1999. Way back when Mordheim was originally released. I had painted it, used it a few years for games of Mordheim and D&D, and then sometime about 20 years ago, I lost it somewhere. I don't even think I realized it at the time, because between travelling between Malta and the UK for work, working weird hours and other stuff, I kind of dropped out of miniature gaming for what was going to be a break, about a decade long. Eventually I found Black Magic Craft on YouTube, and I remembered that I really enjoyed making terrain and playing games way back when, and that kind of kickstarted my addiction again. I had spent many hours happily playing Mordheim, so that was a natural game to gravitate to. And that's when I found out that Ainur had gone AWOL, and I'd been a bit bummed out about that ever since. It's not because I lost something, that's not that big of a deal, but this miniature is one of my favourite sculpts ever. So in the end I ended up finding a decently priced one on eBay and I bought it. While I was painting it, I was thinking about the weird and fun times I had with Mordheim. I remember taking a bus to a shop with a friend and buying the box set between us the day it got here and splitting it up. I took the Skaven and he took the mercenaries. Evenings spent invading various people's dinner tables, playing out vicious battles on cardboard terrain. And one of the things that was great about Mordheim at the time is that since it's a skirmish game, it needs very few miniatures. Which was fantastic if you were a kid who had to carry his army over to a friend's for a game. I remember the really weird characters that the injury and skill tables produced. Like Luther, the one-eyed, three-fingered marksman. I remember bad dice rolls snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. And I remembered pretty vividly this one time this guy joined us at a mutual friend's house for an introductory game. So, as soon as he walked in, my friend's dog trotted over to make friends. Really sweet dog, dumber than a bag of hammers, but friendly as hell. Anyway, this guy says he's not comfortable with dogs. No worries, the dog's owner sends the dog off to play in another room. We all start playing, and we're somewhere around turn 2 when we hear the sound of water running. We were kind of weirded out because everyone who was supposed to be in the house was in that room with us. Until we turn around and see the dog taking the longest piss I've ever seen him take. Right into the guy's open bag. Maybe there's a lesson here somewhere. Maybe the real Weirdstone is the people who pissed off along the way. But joking aside, one of the things I love about tabletop gaming is these shared experiences they create with other players. And I guess that for me this miniature is like a totem for all those times. The community around Mordheim is also pretty awesome. And they've been keeping the game alive even if it's been out of production for decades. The Mordheim Facebook group especially is a super welcoming bunch. At the start of the lockdowns a few years back, some of the guys there started an online campaign that was great fun to play in. And it was kind of funny how 3 minutes into any game we'd be cracking jokes, complaining about dice and swapping anecdotes. Gamers will be gamers. I got to talk to Leif from Devs and Dice, and we bonded over our mutual love for fantasy, GBH and property damage. And also, the game's designer, Thomas Pirinen, is pretty active in there, which in my opinion is an absolutely epic level of support and dedication for one's fanbase. But anyway, I'll leave the links to one of the community rule sets and the Facebook group if you want to try out the game. Well, I hope I didn't bore you to death with my trip down memory lane. This little guy sure jogged some memories. Now, I don't have a photo of the original paint job, so I can't really compare it, but I did get to apply a few techniques I didn't even know existed 24 years ago. And I got a fair few hours of relaxation painting it. Now, what about you? Do you have any miniatures or games that push the nostalgia buttons? Let me know in the comments. See you around and have a great week. Bye!